Good evening, Cougs. I am Dr. Joanne Dotson, Undergraduate Associate Dean at WSU College of Nursing. We're pleased to welcome you to the Fall 2020 Convocation, recognizing pre-licensure and RN students who have completed their Bachelor of Nursing this term. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Mary Koithan, Dean of the college. Dr. Koithan.
Thank you, Dr. Dotson. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we have the distinct pleasure of honoring and celebrating the December 2020 graduating class. We can finally take a deep breath and say, you've made it. In fact, I think we can say we all made it, parents, faculty, staff, and students alike. Together, we have arrived safely here to welcome you as colleagues to the profession of nursing, whether you are beginning your career or embarking on expanded roles after obtaining your BSN. I'm sure that none of us imagined this kind of celebration, but if we've learned anything over the last 9 months, it's to be flexible and adaptable. And although we can't physically be together, we can certainly celebrate all that you've accomplished and wish you well on your journey as you begin this new phase of your professional life. As we will hear tonight, our graduates have big plans. And in this year of the nurse and midwife, I can honestly tell you the profession welcomes you with open arms. Some of you will be entering the profession for the first time during an unprecedented time in our history, where the full promise and competencies of nurses are front and center on the global stage. Others of you will be moving into leadership roles at a time when we so need your wisdom, your enthusiasm and energy, and your brand new skills. Each and every one of you are well prepared to meet these challenges, and your faculty have no doubt about your ability to succeed in spite of all the challenges we have endured. Your hard work, your diligence and perseverance, as well as the sacrifices of your families and friends, have ensured that this class, the 2020 December graduating class, is ready to meet this pandemic head on. As a graduate from WSU, you join a very talented and proud community of Coug nurses. We're over 10,000 strong. WSU College of Nursing graduates are recognized throughout the region for their compassion, their dedication, and their skilled decision-making. In addition, Coug nurses are known leaders in our healthcare systems, both within Washington and across the United States. No matter where your professional path takes you, you'll always be able to find a Coug alum. Rather than offering you advice or sage wisdom, I'm going to leave you with 3 wishes tonight. First, I wish you incredible joy. For me, joy is found in everyday occurrences and recognizing that my life is full of gifts, the gift of friendship, the gift of support, and the gift of kindness. Please take time to stop every once in a while just to appreciate what we so often overlook as we scurry about trying to get ahead and to stay ahead. I wish you more ups than downs, more gives than takes, more hugs than Uggs. Remember, finding more happens when you live authentically, with purpose and meaning, doing rather than dreaming. And finally, I wish you wonder. You have chosen a profession full of wonder. As nurses, we are privileged to share life's most precious and sacred moments: an infant's first breath, a teenager's first day without chemo, and a couple's final goodbye. Care for yourself so that you never lose that sense of wonder as life unfolds around you. And now, it is my honor to congratulate you and welcome you as WSU alums. Go forth with confidence. You have all the knowledge and skills you need. Go forth with faith. There are many to support your success. Just look around you and go forth and be awesome. Tonight, you may proudly call yourself a Coug nurse. Congratulations. Next, it is my honor to introduce our student speaker, selected by her peers, Mikette McFarlane. She will bring greetings and reflections for our graduates.
It is my great honor to speak on behalf of our class tonight. I have been tasked with representing the work we've done, the lessons we've learned, and the stress and exhaustion we've endured in all less than 3 minutes. Most of us order our coffee with more words than this task requires, so how on earth do I sum up my love for each of you and my great hope for our future as we head out in all different directions to make the world better, one patient at a time? Looking back on our time here at the WSU College of Nursing at the end of 2020, the year of the nurse, with all that nurses have endured this year during the current pandemic, my love for each of you, how much each of and my great hope learned about and come to embody the attributes of nurses. So I've taken the liberty of assigning one attribute to each of our 4 semesters here. During our J1 semester, we became more compassionate. As we learned to care for older adults, we learned to intervene on their behalf out of deep concern for their sufferings. We learned that doing the small things that they are no longer able to do for themselves means the world to these wise elders. As our beloved professor, Sue McFadden, taught us, something as simple as cleaning their glasses can show compassion in a tangible way. During our J2 semester, we learned to embody empathy. This was the first opportunity many of us have had to care for someone close to our own ages. It became easier to imagine ourselves as the one in that bed, depending on others for our care. As Dr. Day taught us that semester, when machines are beeping and giving you scary information, go into the room and look at your patient. They are who you are treating, not a machine. Always see the person in the room and not their ailment. In S1, we learned about the integrity of nurses. When Sue Perkins taught us to assess a patient from the door as looks good or looks bad, what she really taught us to do was, if they look bad, go in and intervene. Luckily for us, she taught us how to intervene on behalf of a kiddo, but nevertheless, she taught us it falls to us that if nurses see something, they do something about it. They act out of integrity. And finally, in S2, we learned about a trait that maybe is unique to this time in history. When we began our time here at the College of Nursing, none of us could have predicted that we would be finishing our education during a pandemic. This semester has taught us about tenacity. We have each had to overcome our individual obstacles to complete this program. We are tenacious. As we reminded each other week to week in our positive thoughts we shared during N409, we can do anything. It is my firm belief that our compassion, empathy, integrity, and tenacity will see us through to ensuring that nursing remains the country's most trusted profession. Thank you, and as always, go Cougs!
Thank you, Mikette. That was a wonderful address. And thank you also for your leadership over the last 2 years for the College of Nursing. As we begin to look at the videos, we want to recognize that this convocation is a formal recognition of your entry into the profession of nursing and of the new horizons for those of you who are already licensed as an RN. You received your WSU nursing pin via the mail last week. Nursing pin symbolizes your assumption of the role and responsibilities of the professional nurse. We acknowledge the challenges you have overcome to complete your education during COVID. You may be proud of your accomplishments and confident in your readiness to move forward with your nursing career. Our clinical partners are ready to hire you, so be ready. I would now like to introduce our pre-licensure BSN program director, Dr. Wendy Williams-Gilbert, to announce our Spokane BSN and RN to BSN graduating students.
Thank you, Dr. Dotson. It is my honor to announce the 2020 graduates of Spokane campus. Ruth Adams. Ruth plans to spend some much needed time with her family. She would eventually love to find a position within Providence that allows for a work-home life balance. Art Glenn Alejandro. Art plans to work in critical care, save children, and care for people around the world while screaming, "Go Cougs!" and having fun along the way. Emma Audette. Emma will be in the Army and hopes to become a flight nurse. Hannah Bentz. Hannah would like to work in an emergency department here in Spokane and become a critical care nurse. She is also has a newfound interest in working with psych patients and is considering becoming a psych nurse practitioner eventually. Xavier Bowers. Casey Boyle. Casey plans to specialize in pediatrics here in Spokane. Lindsay Brooke. Lindsay plans to be an ICU nurse. Tao Chang. Tao has plans to work as a cardiac nurse. Angelina Cherney. Angela plans to be a labor and delivery nurse. She has future plans to go to graduate school and pursue a career in midwifery or family practice. Emma Collins. Emma plans to work in Seattle in obstetrics. Hayden Calvert. Hayden would like to start her career in the nurse residency program at Kootenai Health. Later, she would love to be an ER nurse. Skylar Colvin. Skylar plans on working in the emergency department at Holy Family Hospital in Spokane. Eventually, he plans to move to a rural community and continue his career in emergency services. Jonathan Cordova. Jonathan's career plans include finding a nursing job. Kylie Crooks. Kylie will be serving on an active duty in the Army Nurse Corps, who wants to specialize in critical care nursing. Mika Cunningham. Mika plans to work in neurology and psychiatric specialty units after graduation. Her end goal for her career in nursing is to become a holistic care nurse entrepreneur and build clinics that will empower and cater to the needs of the vulnerable and underserved populations. Kaylee Edson. Kaylee plans to go into emergency trauma and eventually become a flight nurse. Nicole Edwards. Nicole plans to move back to Seattle, Tacoma area and hopes to start an RN residency program. She wants to expand her knowledge within critical care, emergency, OB, or wherever else life takes her. Shay Elder. Shay plans to go into cardiac nursing at Sacred Heart Medical Center. Jennifer Eller. Jennifer is interested in psychiatric nursing with a focus on youth and young adults. Allison Fiorini. Allison wants to become a pediatric nurse and possibly go back to graduate school in a few years to become a family nurse practitioner. Mika Flood. Mika plans to become an emergency room nurse. Virasat Gill. Virasat plans to start in critical care nursing. Stephen Gomez. Stephen plans on working in the emergency department. Fell in love with the fast-paced atmosphere in the emergency room during his rotation in nursing school. Shaylan Goodwin. Macy Gray. Macy plans to stay in Spokane for the next few years and to pursue her dream of becoming a labor and delivery nurse. Hallie Hefner. Starting in February, Hallie will be working on the mother-baby unit at Sacred Heart in Spokane. Madison Horner hopes to work in the ICU or emergency department in the future. Shaylin Hughes. After graduation, Shaylin plans on completing a nurse residency program in the Vancouver, Washington area. Rachel Hunt. Rachel plans to pursue a career as an operating room nurse and eventually return to teach in the nursing program. Olivia Jakovich. Olivia plans to move to the west side of the state and work in pediatric oncology. Madeline Jaco. Madeline would like to work in the emergency department. Taylor Jellison. Taylor plans to go into critical care nursing. Abigail Jindra. Emily Johnson. Emily plans to work in pediatrics. Her hope is that she works at Seattle Children's in their emergency department. She also plans to get her sexual assault nurse examiner certificate in a few years after she has more nursing experience. Eventually, she wants to further her education and earn her DNP to specialize as a pediatric nurse practitioner with a focus on public health. Mariana Karpazova. Mariana would like to begin working as an RN on an oncology unit. Sharneet Carr. Sharneet wants to be an ICU nurse and then do some travel nursing. Gourmet Kindane. Hannah Tillman. Hannah plans to go into pediatric critical care nursing. Shalusa Kambasa. Shalusa would like to complete an ICU residency and build her nonprofit organization, Guinea Kids Health and Education Fund. She wants to create an opportunity for Coug nurses to travel to Africa. Dimitri Gravazzo. Dimitri plans to serve the people in his community in whatever field is most needed at any time. Megan Lindquist. Megan would like to work at Sacred Heart or Holy Family on adult medical oncology unit. Jacob Lowe. Jacob hopes to start his career in an intensive care residency. After 3 to 5 years in intensive care, he plans to become a certified flight nurse and work for a critical care transport agency such as Life Flight. He is also considering graduate school at some point in the future. Nicole Lucet. Nicole would like to work in the ICU sometime after graduation. Stacy Lenz. Margaret McGuire. Margaret would like to join a labor and delivery, postpartum, or pediatric RN residency program in the Seattle area after graduation. After a few years of experience as a nurse, she plans to continue her education and earn a DNP or PhD. Her long-term goal is to transition into practice as a nurse practitioner or nurse researcher. Brighton Martin, Selena McDonald, Meredith McFall. Mykeet McFarlane. Mykeet hopes to be hired into the nurse residency program in the Holy Family Emergency Department. He also plans to return to WSU for a master's in nursing or a DNP degree. Jennifer McNichols. Jennifer plans to move to Seattle for a nurse residency program. She is interested in critical care and medical surgical nursing. Brooklyn Miller. Brooklyn aspires to work at a level 1 trauma center in the emergency department in Southern California or Seattle. Carly Miller. Carly just accepted a position as a labor and delivery nurse at Sacred Heart Medical Center. Cecilia Moeller. Cecilia plans on working in adult critical care, preferably ICU. Yelena Montoya. Megan Neubauer. Megan has hopes of working at Seattle Children's in their nurse residency program. Monica Oman. Monica plans to start her career as an emergency department nurse. Michelle Olson. Michelle will pursue a career in the emergency department. She hopes to continue her education to get her Master of Science in Nursing with an end goal of becoming a trauma nurse practitioner and one day teaching nursing students. Jenny Payton. Jenny would like to join Sacred Heart and work as an oncology nurse. Tara Chow Pham. Tara plans to work as an OB nurse in Seattle. Emma Pickett. Emma hopes to be a pediatric nurse and become a dog mom one day. Emily Radar. Emily would like to get into a residency program in the emergency department or medical surgical floor. After getting several years of experience as an RN, she would like to go back to school and become a family nurse practitioner. Samantha Ronho. Samantha wants to work as a critical nurse in Seattle. Amanda Rivas. Amanda plans to pursue a career as a labor and delivery nurse. Claire Rich. Claire would like to go into cardiac nursing and hopefully work in cardiac ICU. Jenna Rieger. Jenna is interested in pursuing pediatric nursing. Eventually, she hopes to serve in third world countries after working as a hospital nurse and earning a graduate degree. She is very interested in serving the community, whether it be local or global. Jacqueline Rogers. Jacqueline plans to continue her education and become a nurse practitioner. Courtney Rogers. Courtney would like to be a psych OB nurse in Seattle. Whitney Sutterstrom. Whitney hopes to get a position working at one of the local hospitals in Missoula, Montana, to gain experience and build her resume. Then she would eventually like to work at Children's Hospital with the littles who have cancer. At this point, I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm very excited to see where my nursing career will take me. Emily Shoemaker. Eventually, Emily plans to work in pediatrics, orthopedics, or both. In the meantime, she is remaining open and excited to start this journey and see where this path leads. Alexandra Stuhert. Alexandra plans on working in the critical care setting as a registered nurse and eventually continuing her education as a DNP family nurse practitioner. Her goal is to find an intersection between primary care and working with underserved and underinsured populations to help prevent disease processes before they have a chance to begin. Macy Strawn. Brian Stool. Brian will pursue a career in travel nursing with a specialization in obstetrics. Neston Esmeralda. Melissa Thorpe. Melissa would like to work in a med-surg floor for the experience and eventually do rural home health. Annika Tolan. Annika is interested in midwifery and community health nursing. Christina Torrey. Christina plans to advance in the field of critical care nursing. Nicole Corsair Hutchins. Nicole hopes to work her way towards a career in nursing in the emergency department. Parker Travis. Parker is interested in becoming an emergency department nurse. Monica Cresco. Monica plans to stay in Washington. Her dream job is to be a pediatric nurse, so she can't wait to hear back from the hospitals regarding her recent applications. Kevin True. Derek Trinkle. Derek hopes to work in the emergency department. Rachel Yeda. June Usab. June plans to work on the general surgery floor at Kootenai Health. Zoe Ballberg. Zoe plans to work on a cardiac nursing floor at Sacred Heart Medical Center. Sierra Walker. Sierra wants to work as an RN in pediatrics. Danielle Warnock. Danielle would like to work in the emergency department at Sacred Heart Medical Center. Eventually, she would like to continue her education and pursue a DNP. Mendy Weldu and Alexandra Wolfell. Jamie Woodland. Jamie has always loved to care for children, babies, and families. She hopes to work at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital in their pediatric intensive care unit. After 2 years of pediatric nursing experience, she plans to return to WSU to become a family nurse practitioner. Irina Yusheng. Irina's goal is to work in a place that brings her joy, happiness, and a sense of fulfillment. She wants to be brave enough to keep looking until she finds exactly what her heart wanted all along. Yazin Uziu. Yazin plans to pursue a career in medical surgical nursing. Samantha Zareski. Samantha hasn't quite decided on her nursing path, but she is interested in pediatrics and the emergency department. She is excited to start her career and find her passion. And now for the RN to BSN graduates. Katie Group, Dawn Jakovich, Amanda Spears, and Jory Warthen. Congratulations again to all of you graduates. I will now turn it over to Teaching Associate Professor Lee Punch in the Tri-Cities.
Thank you, Dr. Williams-Gilbert. Congratulations to each and every one of you from Tri-Cities faculty. You have worked hard and you earn a good celebration. Cecilia Bond. Cecilia would like to work at Cadleck, Trios, or Lourdes. Lydia Bakula. Lydia plans to continue her education and become an advanced nurse practitioner. Riley Best Utley. Riley's goal is to work in critical care. Casey Brazil. Casey hopes to be an emergency nurse at Cadleck Medical Center. She looks forward to becoming a traveling emergency nurse someday. Haley Cook. Haley is joining Cadleck Regional Medical Center in Richland, Washington in the acute care setting. She hopes to gain competence and experience and eventually work in the emergency department setting. Danielle Crawford. Danielle's career plans are to get hired into a labor and delivery or pediatrics residency program. After she gains some experience, she would love to get her DNP and specialize in neonatology, pediatrics, or midwifery. Heidi Darden Chiavo. Heidi plans to find her place in healthcare. Mariah Guthrie. Mariah would ultimately like to get a job on the west side of the state. She's also interested in travel nursing, medical mission trips, and eventually open her own medical spa as a nurse injector. Victoria Hernandez. Victoria is interested in resource team, critical care nursing, ICU, and eventually continue her education in a CRNA program or graduate school. Bridget Hole. Bridget is interested in working in OB or ED before she returns to school to earn her master's degree. Mohammed Jalalyar. Mohammed hopes to work in the emergency department or resource team at one of the local hospitals in the Tri-Cities. Chantel Jenkins Egg. Brent Knudsen. Brent is interested in becoming an ICU RN. Yaneli Mendoza. Yaneli plans to get an OR position, work for a couple of years, and then go back to school to become an FNP. Desiree Meza. Desiree would like to move back to the west side of the state. She plans to apply to a hospital and hopefully get a position working in the NICU, medical, surgical, or any other unit. Mary Moody. John Ode. John would like to pursue cardiac nursing. Catherine Pham. Catherine hopes to get into the nurse residency program at Cadleck, and her goal is to be an ICU nurse. Elizabeth Phillips. Elizabeth would like to work at Trios or Cadleck Birth Center as a labor nurse and then hopes to continue her education and earn a master's in midwifery. Cynthia Rodriguez Aguilar. Cynthia would like to start out working on a pediatric floor for a few years. She then wants to return to go back to school to become a family nurse practitioner. Emma Tim Ballard. After graduation, Emma wants to work as a cardiac or an emergency RN. Sylvia Torres. I'd like to announce our RN to BSN graduates in Tri-Cities, Jeanette Angel, Evan Garcia, and Ashley Storms. Now I'd like to turn it over to RN to BSN Program Director, Vicki Denson, to announce our Vancouver RN to BSN graduates.
Thank you, and congratulations, RN to BSN graduates. We recognize you have all worked incredibly hard this year to achieve your goals. It's my pleasure to introduce the following graduates from Vancouver. Lisa Angelesco, Natalia Babi, Britonia Yava Adams, Solomon Byers, Taylor Childress. Taylor would like to begin working in labor and delivery. Kate Clark. Stephanie Dunavant. Stephanie plans a career in public health nursing and also will continue her education. Andrea Gano, Jesse Hoffman, Devana Fong, Patricia Huerta, Tina Wen, Tanya Johnson, Lily Kovalenko, Kristen Coupens. Kristen wants to further her nursing knowledge and education so that she can continue to provide safe and meaningful care for patients and their families. Missy Nash, Joanna Quillman. Joanna would eventually like to go back to school to become a nurse educator and teach nursing students. Hannah Schallberger, Kristen Stanek. Kristen is looking forward to gaining some experience and eventually returning to school to complete her DNP. Amanda Stonex. Amanda plans to pursue her nursing career at a local hospital and can't wait to see where it takes her career. Bo-Ray Thatch, Margaret Top, Karina Yefremova, Kimberly Zerker. Kimberly just applied to the DNP FNP program. She hopes to increase her knowledge and serve her community in a higher capacity as she learns and grows. Zane Zuchowski. Zane's plan is to become a formal educator. And now I welcome Teaching Assistant Professor Anna Fulton to announce her Yakima graduates.
I am honored to announce our incredible graduates for December 2020 from Yakima. Kiana Aki. Kiana's future career plans are to attend a residency program on the west side of the state in critical care. Joshua Barbary. Alyssa Burlingame. Alyssa hopes to become a labor and delivery nurse in the Spokane area. Victoria Faith. Victoria plans to work in a residency program in Seattle, then travel nursing, and one day she'd love to become a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Eliud Flores. Eliud plans to go into critical care ICU and then later travel nursing. Katie Garcia. Katie would love to work as a labor and delivery nurse in Yakima and work towards becoming a lactation consultant. Valeria Gonzalez. McKenna Hellman. McKenna would love to work in the OB world, either labor and delivery, mother baby, or the NICU. Lizeth Islas Romero. Lizeth hopes to get experience in acute care for a couple years at Virginia Mason Memorial, then return to WSU to get a DNP family nurse practitioner degree. Mercy Kahura. Mercy plans to work in an intensive care unit. Molly McKenzie. Molly plans to go into labor and delivery nursing and eventually pursue a holistic nursing certification. Ana Montez Martinez. Ana's future career plans include entering the OB world of nursing, whether it is home health, postpartum, or labor and delivery. She is looking forward to helping moms, their babies, and their families live healthy and safe lives. Yareli Pedrosa Garcia. Yareli plans to go into pediatric nursing. Angelique Poland. Angelique hopes to go into cardiac nursing and transfer into an FNP program later. Georgia Kaula Helala Proctor. Georgia plans on working in Seattle at one of the larger medical centers. He would love to eventually be a travel nurse. Morgan Schilling. Morgan plans to begin in cardiac nursing, then continue to critical care before going back to school to become a nurse practitioner. Bailey Center. Bailey plans on working in the emergency department after graduation. Gabriella Strode. Gabriella plans on working as a NICU nurse and eventually getting flight certified and becoming a NICU flight nurse in Montana. Victoria Torrico. Victoria intends to go into labor and delivery nursing. Jonathan Wigley. Jonathan hopes to work in clinical practice for a couple years, then be a travel nurse around the country. Eventually, he plans to return to school and complete an MSN or DNP degree. Olga Yarima. Olga hopes to find a position on the west side of the state, either at Overlake or Swedish Hospital. Intensive care is her passion, and she wants to challenge herself to become the best. She hopes to advance and eventually work on an ICU floor. And now for the RN to BSN graduates. Brenda Acosta. Brenda's plans are to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Ryan Bullock. Congratulations, class of 2020, you all did it. So, and I now am turning the program back to Dean Coithen.
I don't know about all of you, but when I see our graduates, I know we will be in great hands. Our healthcare sure looks promising from my vantage. Congratulations to all of you. Each semester, we celebrate and award students for their outstanding performance. This year, especially, I want to recognize all of you. You certainly deserve it. In addition, we have 4 outstanding student awards. So let's start with the BSN Clinical Excellence Awards. This award goes to a BSN student who has demonstrated exceptional performance during clinical assignments. Tonight, we have 2 recipients for this honor. The first is Brent Knutson from Tri-Cities. Your faculty and peers nominated you for this award and had wonderful things to say. Brent has exceptional bedside manner and strives to care for not just the patient, but the family as well. Brent did not have a medical background prior to starting nursing, yet he improved from day one. There was noticeable growth throughout each of his shifts. In addition, they said Brent was reliable to be independent in his work, but also to help others anytime they needed it. The second BSN Clinical Excellence Award goes to Jacob Lowe from Spokane. Your faculty and peers nominated you for this award, had wonderful things to say. Jacob is a self-starter and jumped right into work with drive-through vaccine clinics. He didn't need much direction. He intuitively knew what needed to be done and did it. He became a leader and a mentor to many other students, both WSU nursing, pharmacy, and Gonzaga nursing that had come to volunteer. I heard on several occasions that the staff would call on Jacob to go assist with one of the other students. Our next award is the Outstanding BSN Student Award. This award recognizes a well-rounded professional BSN student who displays leadership, teamwork, and commitment to the college, WSU, and the community. This year award goes to Micah Cunningham from Spokane. Your faculty and peers nominated you for this award and had wonderful things to say. Micah has served as the president of the Spokane Campus Diversity Club. In this role, she had to work with representatives from different programs, as well as representing the Diversity Club in the College of Nursing to students, faculty, and leaders across campus. She was professional, enthusiastic, and respectful in every single interaction. She is organized and follows through with everything that is asked of her. Congratulations. Our final award is the Outstanding RN to BSN Student Award. This one recognizes a well-rounded professional RN to BSN student who displays leadership, teamwork, and commitment to the college, WSU, and the community. This year, the award goes to Lily Kovalenko from Vancouver. Your faculty, and peers had this to say about you. Lily is consistently prepared for her assignments. Her attention to detail is superb. She follows guidelines for content and formatting while exceeding expectations. In assignments ranging from discussion board posts to scholarly papers, she includes a level of detail that demonstrates depth and breadth of thinking and knowledge that speaks clearly to her ability to be a change agent in the community. While I wish I could present these awards to you in person, we will be sending your student awards and recognition letters of congratulations in the mail. In closing tonight, I'd like to offer these final words. Look to this day, for it is life in its brief course and all of its varieties and realities of existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. Yesterday is but a dream and tomorrow is only a vision, but today well lived makes every day a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Therefore, look to this day. My wish for you, may you live all your todays with intention, integrity, and compassion. Best wishes from your faculty and staff at WSU Nursing as you begin your nursing journeys. Good night.